Howdy folks, welcome back to another Hyper Coliseum video. This week we're going back to some of the POV stuff that Jarrell's been doing. This week I was the one strapped in, ready to go. We have gotten a proper little head strap for the cam as well, so hopefully the angle's a bit more sort of like all covering for you guys, maybe a bit better. But yeah, so, you know, we're doing another one of these. We're going to try and do these hopefully every Friday is the goal. We're going to see, well, maybe it might be every other Friday. We'll see how it goes. The thing does hurt my head. I am bald. I don't have hair to pad, so I have to deal with that. But yeah, so this was, I was playing Lucemon tonight at Locals as recording this. And then I was playing Trevor and his Royal Base. The games were pretty good, so we figured we'd go ahead and do this one. I think it gives like a showcase of Lucemon and what it can kind of do. Before we jump into the actual game, though, I just want to say, you know, thank you guys for supporting the channel and everything. If y'all have been here for a while and aren't subscribed already, you should think about doing that. And if you enjoyed the video, maybe drop it a like. And if someone who's been around for a while and you want to support the boys on the channel a little bit more, maybe get some access to some member exclusive content, think about becoming a member. We have all the cool stuff going on there with our deck check every Friday, as well as our members first profile. So that'll be it from there. I think we're ready to go ahead and jump into the game. So starting off, I have the Gridman sleeves, of course. That's the only way to do it. I end up keeping that hand because this was already post mulligan, and my first hand was no bueno. It was not good. I don't remember what it was exactly, but this one's all right. I have, you know, the BT18 Lucemon as well as the EX6 Lucy, so I have some options. Having Levia and Cherubi Ace in hand is also good as well, and having a Satan mode ready to go in trash is nice too. Trevor goes ahead and just drops a training, reveals two. It's a Waspmon and a Cannon Bee, and he went into a BT. I think it's the BT19 for fun being the back. That's the rare. I draw a top deck and Uko, so that's pretty goated. I was feeling pretty good, so I go ahead and hatch. I do sort of like, I'm just trying to think of like what my game plan is, like how like fast I want to go. I know I want to start Uko, I'm pretty sure, just to like kind of just help get some more consistency in search. I do get a Shoto there, which is pretty nice, but I opt to just get some trash set up a little bit with my EX6 Lucemon. So I reveal top three. Apologies for the glare. I was not aware that it was that bad here. I do grab a Lucy X Antibody off of that. Unfortunately, I do trash my one up promo Uko, but I do get a Satan mode in trash, which is pretty good. Having those in trash early can enable our Lucemon Chaos mode very, very well, with his Altern's effective when he would leave play, being able to bottom deck a Lucy sources or trash to be able to play out a Satan mode or a level 6 7 Great Demon Lord. So it does give a lot of memory over to Trevor, but there's worse things to do. Trevor goes ahead, does Royal Base things. So start of main, he's able to place a Royal Base trait card at the bottom of his security, at top card of his security to hand. And then he just starts getting some search going, plays a Kokua from BT9. Does grab another Waspmon and then bottom decks the other two. I think it's a Forge B and another Wasp as well. So just a lot of level 4s he's getting cycled through here. And I have hand fidgets because I am a nervous buddy. This is what I do. I like to snap my cards. It makes the brain go good. Trevor's sort of thinking through his way. It was also awesome to have Trevor back out. He hasn't been at the shop in a while. He's a Pokemon goat. Plays a lot of Pokey, so it is cool to see him back playing Digi again because he is a fun dude. Always playing against Trevor. Goes into a Wasp with the training, so it's for free, and then drops another Kokua. Just get some search going. Don't mind me fixing my search. I'm self-conscious. Or my shirt. I'm self-conscious. Ha ha ha. Does grab a Vespamon. Or Tiger Vespa, rather, off the top there. Promote, we do the typical thing. So Uko search, only one target, grab a Levia off of that, which is pretty nice. Bottom deck 2 options, which is pretty tough, but it is what it is. I'm able to hatch then, and then start of main effect for the Lucemon. Reveal top 3. I'm able to add a Angel, Archangel, 3 Great Angels card, or a 7 Great Demon Lord to hand. I grab a Lucemon Chaos Mode from EX6, trash the rest. I am blinged out on my EX6 Lucemon stuff, so that is pretty nice. That little designation there was me clarifying his DP amount. So he's a blocker. I also can't swing with anything that is, I believe, 5k or less right now. I do just decide to go ahead and do a chip with Lucy because I'm like, you know what, I'm 10k. Royal Base doesn't have that many big Digimon in it, so I feel pretty safe to just do some chip here. I am feeling a little bit kind of like stuck, so I'm debating on just like hard evoing in the back with a BT or a BT18 Lucemon just to try and like get some more trash set up so I can like get some pitch and some recovery going. I do have the EX6 Chaos mode in trash, which is pretty nice. but I don't have like ideally right now, if I had a Lucemon Larva, I could have hard played that, put it to 4, put it back into security, and then evoed into the chaos mode and trash, which would have been pretty nice because the Lucemon end of turn effect is really, really strong. I do just evo a Lucemon in the back for 5, put him over to his 3 because he's gonna go to 3 anyways thanks to the Izzy, and just leave it there. The wide board's a bit nerve-wracking here. I don't like doing that because if he gets early chip on my security like really hard, especially when I don't have like anything in trash to like play out from security effects, it does feel pretty rough. He does just go into an 18 fun beat in the back. At this point, I'm just praying that he doesn't chip, that he just sort of tries to set up a board because he's nervous about swinging into security, because Lucemon is a deck that has a lot of security effects, yes, but it is also a deck that like their security bombs, a lot of it is just playing out Lucemons from security. I already have a Biting Crush and trash. I bottomed at Heaven's Judgment. So like if you keep track of like what Lucemon bottom decks or trashes, you can kind of start to kind of suss out like, hey, their security, they have some stuff in there, but like they've already gone through a lot of their like actual bombs. I don't think I'm too scared of things. So just something to like always keep in mind if you play against a Lucemon player. He does go into a Vespamon here. He's able to delete the play cost 2 or less, but for every face up Digimon in his security, he can add 2 to that total play cost. So he's able to delete up to a play cost of 6 or less. So he just pops my Uko, Ion Deletion, pitch a Chaos Mode to go ahead and gain a memory. Just to try and, just make it a bit harder for him to choke me on future turns. It's always good to have. The Cupimon's from BT16, I think this is what the purple one's from. This is really, really nice. It's very, very good. He does just go into a Tiger Vespa, does keep my Lucemon locked down, passes turn back over to me. Top deck is Satan mode, doesn't super help. Go into a loose, or just push up the Lucy, do some starter main things. So I do ahead and do the search first. I grab the Shadow Seraphi, because Shadow Seraphi is a busted card, and then just trash the rest. And then start of main, I can pitch a card to force my opponent to trash top security. If they don't trash, I recover one. So I just get a Leviathan and trash to set up. And then I'm just explaining to Trevor how it kind of works here. And Trevor does opt to let me recover. So start building, get that 6 security going. Thinking, trying to decide what I want to do. At this point, it's kind of tough because I don't really have like a great way. Like I part of me thought about hard slamming Levia, and then just popping stuff. But Tiger Vespa has Proto Form, so I just let him recover more, which is kind of tough. Yeah, I do opt. I think I just play the Shoto here. Just go ahead, just to kind of give myself the blocker potentially. Still no larvas, which is really tough. So I think I just hard evo the Chaos Mode here. Yeah, I do. So I evo Chaos Mode for 6. Draw for the evo. On evo, basically Trevor gets to choose if he wants to delete a Digimon or a Tamer. If he doesn't, I trash top security and recover one. He does have to just pop one of his Kokua. And I pass over a lot of memory to him, but I do just go ahead end of turn give blocker to my Chaos Mode. Just sort of like hoping like, that Tiger Vespa is bigger than me. So if it swings into me, I can force the block. When I would leave play, I can just spit out the Levia and then just punish. So that's pretty nice. Trevor's just considering what he wants to do. He does have blocker in his security, or he does have royal base cards giving blocker to his royal. He has royal base cards giving blocker to his royal base cards on the board with the Vespa and the Cannon Bee. And then he also has plus 1k from the Fun Bee that's in there. So his Tiger Vespa is like sitting at like 15k, which is pretty big, pretty beefy. Just play training, get some search going. Just find a winner and BT18 Fun Bee. I think he just takes the Fun Bee. Yeah, bottom deck's the winner. Not really seeing too much use for it right now, which is fair. Doesn't really have too much going on. I mean, he's just got a 3 and 2 3s on the board and then the Tiger Vespa. Just drops another Kokua for 3, gets some search. Does get double hit though. Is able to find the Cannon Bee and the Proto Form, which is scary. Especially the Cannon Bee. The D-Digivolve is really, really rough on me. That's one of the best ways for getting around EX6 Chaos Mode. It's good for just getting around Lucy in general, because Lucy has a lot of things of when they would leave play. They can do things to protect themselves or do things to punish your opponent. And so D-Digivolve just gets around all of that. Because like at least like with DP reduction, you can still resolve the effect to do stuff, even if you don't like keep yourself alive, which might do something like Lucemon Chaos Mode X anybody. You can still like trash top of both players' security before you actually leave play, and then get popped by game rule stuff. He is deciding what he wants to do. He does know that I picked up the Shadow Seraphi Ace and he's scared of it, and I let him know what it does. This was pretty, you know, it's not super competitive or sweaty. You know, I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm not going to tell you, because that'd just be kind of, that's just rude, me. I ain't doing that. And I like Trevor. But Trevor's just playing safe, just thinking about his options. He just does some more setup, which is pretty smart. Admittedly, Lucemon doesn't have that much board control, like, without, you know, your opponent. Like, a lot of Lucemon's board control is all based off your opponent's decisions. And so if your opponent just opts to not really do anything to interact with your side of the board, they can be pretty safe about things. I do get the search starter main off of the Lucemon. Do unfortunately lose a Shoto, and then I think it was a Gospel. I don't remember. I looked at it and I saw it, and my brain instantly forgot it. It might have been calling. No, I think it was Gospel. Was it calling? I don't know. Don't matter. It's fine. We'll see it in a second. Never mind. No, I won't. Darn you, hands. You're useless. So at this point, I'm just considering what I want to do. Oh, it was the BT7 option that I can't remember the name of right now. Chaos. So, oh, dang it. Dead or Alive. Thank you. Oh, I can hear you. Hi, this is me talking to myself. I'm just kidding. I have an earpiece in. It's like I'm like an agent. All right, I swing. I'm like, you know what? If he blocks with the Tiger Vespa and I bait it, perfect. Then I can go ahead and play out the Leviathan on the semi-trash and get some good control going. Trevor does. He's thinking of it because he's like, I don't trust this, because I could. He definitely did not trust it. I do go ahead and go through with it though, because he does block. So I'm able to bottom deck a Lucemon, which I just opt to do the one in the sources rather than the one in the trash, just in case I want to play the one out from trash later. Play out the Leviathan. And then the deletion goes through because the effects finish resolving there. So now I was going to resolve our Leviathan effects, but then I'm like, wait, I got to finish resolving this. So this goes bye-bye. I can choose to do the on play or the on deletion right now because both are technically kind of seeing the same window. I think I pitch a Satan mode here. Yeah, I do. Gain a memory, so I go up to 4. Leviathan effect will go ahead and pop the highest because he has more Digimon and Tamers than me. So I'm able to pop the Tiger Vespa, which then he's able to use his protoform, so he'll recover and then get a source back. So Trevor just goes ahead and tries to figure out what he wants to take back from the stack. Puts the protoform back into security there. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Protoform is probably like Royal Base's best way of like of actual recovery, because Hornet Eraser is very pricey and not the most reliable all the time, especially if you get early security chip. And then I pop the Fun Beaks. I'm like, I don't want any more start of main cycle stuff here. And I gain 2 more memory off of that because Levi deleted some stuff. And so at this point, I'm just debating on hard dropping the other Levi, because technically there's still more Digimon. There would still be more Digimon and Tamers on the board than me, or we'd be at the same number rather. And I would gain 2 memory off of each Levi. So I do just hard drop the Levi, put him over to 7. Levi effect will pop both. And then I'll gain 4 memory thanks to both Levias. And then I just put him to 3, which is exactly what he'd be at with the memory fixer anyways. And then end of turn, I do put the Leviathan back into security and Evo into a chaos mode in the front there from the Lucemon end of turn effect. And then I think I forget to give the blocker. I don't know if I remember it a little bit later and he lets me. Nope, I'm just a silly Billy. No, I do. Never mind. There he is. Yeah, so I go ahead and do that. Trevor's like, that's fine. I need to be better. I'm very bad at remembering Shoto end of turn stuff. The Lucemon stuff I have pretty good in my head for the end of turn things. I don't remember Shoto. I always forget Shoto. So Trevor's just kind of chilling, just trying to think about what he wants to do. Just starts building in the back. He does just end up dropping a Fun Bee, which lets him go ahead and place a card at bottom of security to add top card. So the good thing about playing as Royal Base is that you know what's like in their security, so you can kind of like predict like how you want to play it out. I will gain a memory off of Shoto because there's a Digimon in play. And I was debating on just going into the Lucy X. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do things. The tough part with Lucemon is you basically like usually only get like 1 or 2 moves a turn, unless you get like you have to like do some really crazy pop-off stuff sometimes to actually like get a lot of value of certain things. But it's tough to kind of get there. I do go ahead and attempt to swing Lucy. into security. I'm 13k, so I know I'm bigger than most things. Trevor is running Death X. That's the only thing I could possibly hit that would actually like knock me out, but it's just a 12k Queen Bee, so I'm fine. I attempt to swing 2 checks with Levia. He does go ahead and block with the Fun Bee here, thanks to having the Vespa and Cannon Bees in security. I go ahead and I just Evo into a Lucy X. Now, I do make a misplay here. I keep forgetting that his end of turn, it's not a when Digivolving. I just see that, and I just see when Digivolving, because I'm so used to just when Digivolving effects with this deck. The thing that happens here, that trashing should not have occurred yet. That should have been end of turn. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day, because it was going to happen regardless. He was going to do it regardless. But just something to note, don't do that like I just did, because I'm a silly Billy. At this point, though, I am just deciding like how I want to do things. I'm debating on just dropping another Lucemon and putting Levia into security. I also thought about just evoing into Satan mode, which I could have deleted the Izzy at that point, which wouldn't have been bad, and then also deleted and then trash security as well. Or no, I don't think I had a larva in trash actually, so I couldn't have, and I couldn't have placed a larva, so no, I wouldn't have been able to delete the Izzy, but I would have at least been able to end of turn trash security. I'm also just debating on just recovering one as well, because I do have more than 10 cards in trash at the moment, so. Yeah, I do go ahead and just play the BT for Lucy. I think I'm running him as a 1 of. I don't remember actually, it's 1 or 2 of, but I go ahead and recover one. And then at this point, this is when I realized, oh wait, that was end of turn. Which Trevor's like, it's fine, it doesn't matter, it wouldn't have changed anything. And then I don't tap, again, I think I forget Shoto. I want the comments to grill me about forgetting Shoto. Yell at me. Tell me I'm dumbus. And then this is me I'm just clarifying to Trevor, like, if something gets deleted on your side of the board, I'll gain memory. With Lucy X, if something, my brain, if he would leave play, I can crash both of our top securities to stop it from leaving play, but that's only once per turn, and I have to have Lucemon and sources. But what I want to do, he does go ahead and training to Evo into a Cannon Bee for 1. Actually, it should have been for cheaper. I think he Evo'd for too much there. I didn't realize that now. And then you just drop a Death X. That will pop both of my Lucemons. Levia gets to stay on board. He's a lucky duck. But Digivolve does go burr. It does do things. I draw. 7th Divine Cruise is an absolutely useless option for me right now because I have so much security. Hey, look, Ben messaged me. That's fun. Also, that's my phone background. It's Mechagodzilla. It's pretty cool. At this point, I'm deciding what I want to do. I'm debating on dropping the Cherubi Ace because I'm just clarifying DP on stuff. And then I was just remembering, I was just clarifying that Death X deletes lowest play cost. I know what's about to happen. I want to preface this. I want everyone to know. I'm dumb. I do silly things. And you'll see why in a moment. I swing Levia to just try and chip 2 checks. Because I'm like, either he loses the Cannon Bee or lets it through. I go ahead and I get the 2 checks, which is pretty good for me. Which means now he loses blocker on the Cannon Bee. This is me reading to 7th Divine Cruise just to remind myself of its effects. At this point, I was also just debating on just hard dropping a Chaos mode. Because I was like, you can't Digivolve it. So that wouldn't be terrible. I scratched my nose. It would have been better if I had a EX6 Chaos mode, but I think a lot of them were in trash at this point from all the Digivolving that had been happening. I forget that he has the plus 2k DP boost from Inheritables. I'm just like, okay, the DP boost has gone from security, so he's at 8k now. And so my brain is like, all right, Cherubi Ace would be a great card. And then I'm also thinking about Biting Crushing as well, but then like I don't have a Leviamon to put in trash, so I do just end up Cherubi Acing here. I should have really, I really should have just done the Biting Crush. The Biting Crush would have been much smarter. Cherubi Ace will go ahead and play out the Lucy. At this point, I realized that I'm only going to minus 8k because it only minuses for every other. So he lives because he's 10k thanks to his Inheritables. And I realized that after I play it, and I'm like, well, too late now. And then I need to resolve the on-play effect for the Lucemon, which I do now. I do find another cast mode and a larva, but I cannot grab the larva because it is not a 7th grade demon lord. It is just demon god, which is pretty tough. pretty tough. And so at this point, I'm like, well, that backfired. I instantly messed up. So now I need to decide what I want to do next. I'm now looking at Biting Crush. And I'm like, wait, I can't even Biting Crush the Death X because Death X is level 7. So I play the Biting Crush, and I'm like, well, I've just made a mistake at this point. Let's just all in the mistake. So I go ahead, I delete the Cannon Beaks. I'm like, at least I get rid of that stack. He's not gonna be able to swing with anything other than the Death X. I pitch the Lucemon Chaos Mode from BT18 off of that to place the Biting Crush in the back. And then I go ahead and I use Lucemon's effect because I can just place a level 6 Digimon in security. I place the Leviamon to go ahead and Evo into the Chaos Mode. Realistically, I probably could have just... Well, no, sorry. I didn't want to place the Cherubi, because if I place the Cherubi, because Overflow wouldn't matter at this point. He was going to get a memory anyways. Both Levia and Chaos Mode would have been 13, and I would have lost both. And since Chaos Mode was interruptive, I would have played stuff out by his effect first before, so I wouldn't have been able to play Levia out by that effect, and all my other Levia was in security already. So I was like, okay, I'll let the Cherubias die. I'll put him over to 10. I have Chaos Mode on board. I wasn't too worried. Like, my deck was running low, but I had plenty of security, so I knew he couldn't like game me anytime soon. He does have to pop the Izzy off of that though, so that I don't recover anymore and trash his security, because he's like, I need that one last security there. Trevor's doing some cool stuff. He's running Maki, which basically just lets him like reveal like top 3. He can grab a 2-color green, a 2-color black Digimon card. And then I think on Evo, he can reduce Evo cost by 1 if it's a 2-color black Digimon or something like that, or he can gain a memory for doing it. I don't remember if it's gain memory or reduce a cost off the top of my head, but... So at this point, I was just like, well, that was a really bad misplay. I played that about as bad as I could. If I would have just played Biting Crush out the gate, that would have been so much smarter. I could have just deleted it and not passed over 10 memory. But you live and learn. So Trevor's just thinking. He's like, I got so much memory. I don't know, but he didn't really have much in hand to really do stuff. I think he is at this point debating on just hard dropping a Queen Bee. Don't mind me, I'm totally not on dating apps. I'm totally thriving in my lane, meeting people. I go to bars all the time. You know me. Getting crazy, crying with it. That's a lie. I'm on dating apps. All right, so Trevor does go ahead. That was me clarifying for the camera for a regular match play commentary that there's 9 security right now, so that everybody's aware. He does just drop a Queen Bee. She has no on plays, but I mean, all turns, you know, if another bee thing is going to leave the board, she can go ahead and put it into security instead. Does pass me over to 5 memory, which is pretty good. I gain 1 off of Shoto, start of main. And he's just reading Biting Crush to remind himself, and I'm just like, yeah, you don't, as long as you don't play anything by effects, it doesn't matter. Which, like, Queen Bee can, but she didn't Evo, so we're all good. At this point, I'm just debating like what I want to do. I have a decent amount of memory to work with. Realistically, still, Lucemon uses a bunch of memory on its turn, so I can't like do things willy-nilly, and I have to be careful because of the Death X being on board. So I won't be able to clear it, and if I would leave play, it could be messy. So I'm trying to decide like how I want to protect my stack while working a little ways through things. I decide what I want to do. I keep on going back and forth. I do just end up evoing into the Lucy X. No effect, of course, on Evo. I remember this time proper. I do see the Uko, which is pretty nice. At this point, I was debating on just hard dropping the Chaos Mode, which I do. So I hard drop the Chaos Mode because he's going to delete lowest play cost, so it would attempt to delete the Lucemon. So I Chaos Mode, so end of turn. Well, I do the on-play effect first. Sorry. I do the on-play effect first. He does choose to trash security. So I recover because he doesn't delete anything. I end of turn for X Anybody effect. Because there's nothing to trash, I can delete a Digimon or a Tamer. So I just go ahead and pop the Queen Bee because I want the Death X to pop me. And then I recover 1 as well because Lucy X is a fair and balanced card. I'm at 11 security now, by the way. And then end of turn of Death X activates. I go ahead and Chaos Mode effect when he would leave play. I bottom deck the Lucemon, so I bottom deck the BT4 Lucemon. I do remember that at least. Then I can play out that guy, yeah, Satan mode. So spit him out. Trevor's just seeing what he does. I do miss the end of turn for Satan mode because end of turns has already started. I already hit the trigger for that. so I don't get his end of turn to delete something. And then this is me clarifying that I think I was reading it, and then I'm like, wait, no, it whiffs because I missed the window. And so we're all good. Everything happens there. And so Trevor's left at 0 security. He's the Maki, the Death X, and there's really not much he can do at this point. The Satan mode's gonna be able to start kind of doing some work. He does drop a Canopy for 8. Can't even de-digivolve me because he doesn't have anything face up in security, unfortunately. And Start of Main couldn't use the Peroromon inheritable because he didn't have any security to add to hand. Which, like, I mean, he could have placed a card, but then he just adds the card right back to hand, so it wouldn't have mattered. There was nothing he could do. So I let him take it back. Trevor's just trying to think about what he can do instead, because there's a lot of security. It's a lot. I recovered a lot. He just hasn't been able to chip me, really. I just kept on, like, putting things on board. He does hit a Larva, which Larva lets me play a Lucemon from trash, thanks to a security effect, so I just play out one of the level 3 Lucies. I do just go ahead and spit out the BT-18 Lucemon, got that nice altar, which then on play lets me trash a card to then ask me if I want to trash security or if not I recover one. I opt not to do it because I'm like, you know what? I have 10 security, that is enough. I don't want to deck out. I recovered too intensely here, and for some reason he's able to clear my board. They could go bad. He does play Hornet Eraser for 8. So he will be able to place a card back. And then he can delete 8 play cost base, but then for every face-up card he adds 2 to that, so he can delete a 10 play cost, so he's able to pop the Lucemon from BT-18. Now, at this point, I'm feeling pretty good. Like, he plays the Cannon Bee. He does Digivolve 1 on my fella. Puts me over to 6. End of turn for Satan mode. I just trash the security anyway, so there's no blocker. I draw, and then I'm just like, yeah, okay, so I swing the Chaos mode first, because I'm like, okay, in case there's like an ace or something. Yeah, and so I get the game there. So that was it there. That was technically game 1. We go to game 2. I do win game 2, but we'll go ahead and we'll just call it here because this is long enough. I think you get an idea of how this goes. Lucemon's fun. It's very, very annoying, I think, for people because it kind of plays similar to how SecCon did things, where it kind of just like it puts a lot of the ball in your opponent's court. But SecCon was a deck with answers, kind of like Demon Lords, whereas Lucy's like a deck with questions. Where it's like, hey, I'm gonna play this card. Now it's your choice. Do you want to diminish your board state or diminish your security? And depending on the cards that I use, I'll either recover or just punish you. Like and then I just, I have big bodies that are hard to deal with. I have bodies that float really well, and it's a fun deck to play. I like the playstyle. I love Lucemon as a Digimon. He's just cool. But man, oh man, do you pass over a lot of memory oftentimes. So if you don't control board, it just goes out. But yeah, so that'll do it for this. I think we'll wrap up here. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you to Jarrell for the camera and doing all this stuff. This is cool. I like these POV things. These are fun. So hopefully you guys enjoy this too. If you like this type of content, let us know what decks you maybe want to see next. Maybe I have a lot of decks built, so maybe I can play a deck that people want to see. I'm a little content goblin right now because competitive season's pretty much over, and I'm just kind of messing around with a bunch of different stuff. So good call it here. Hope you guys have a wonderful day or night wherever you are in the world. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll catch you on the flippy flip.